Scores. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Real Hooper Live Show with your boy Sean Suge Amos. And we had a busy weekend. And we're going to talk about it. We had some boxing in there. We had some basketball in there. Obviously, it's Black History Month. So we want to definitely touch base on that. But nonetheless, we are here. We're blessed. Happy to be here. It's the Real Hooper Show with your boy Sean Suge Amos. I got my guy E with me. What's up, E?
What's good, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, bro.
E, you are a boxer to some sort.
I work out.
You work out?
I do boxing workouts.
Do you? So you don't consider yourself a boxer?
Nah.
So what do you say to people?
Mm.
Do you?
I train in boxing.
You train in
I
boxing?
work out in boxing. I do boxing workouts. I might mention I spar a little bit, but I'm not a boxer though.
Okay. I like that. I mean, I don't say I'm a boxer either. I do box outside of. I haven't done it in a while though. But for the last 6 years, I've been boxing every day, almost every day, probably every week when it comes to sparring. This is probably the longest hiatus I've ever been on when it comes to sparring, which is like 2 to 3 months now, I believe, 2 to 3 months now. For the most part, though, I've always sparred every week for 5 years straight. But I don't say I'm a boxer. I did some smoker matches or whatnot. And I know what it takes to be a boxer, so I don't want to sit there and say, oh, I'm a boxer. I'll say I'm a trained fighter. I'm a trained fighter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I can get in there with, like, professionals who's 25-0, but I can get in there with some professionals like 0-3. I can get in there with them. And it depends on where they from. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they from Philly, LA, and, and if they from boxing cities, it might be a tough one, but for the most part, I can hang anybody who's under 5 fights, and you can't have an extensive amateur background. But I fought some guys who had like a lot of amateur fights though. I fought some guys who had over 100 amateur fights. I've been in the ring with pros, so I fought pros, and like smoker matches too, like former pros though. I mean, weight classes might be different, so I give it that. But I definitely can go a little bit. I can go a little bit. Did you check out the Shakur and Teofimo fight?
I catch the highlights. I was busy while the fight was going on.
Oh, okay.
I saw the aftermath though.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. Ain't that what y'all kids say? They say YouTube.
Yeah,
and we have YouTube. There's such thing as YouTube. We go back and watch it. I watched the fight, and I was very impressed with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, he's a technician. He's a technician. I mean, you could tell he prepared well for this fight. He put all the naysayers to bed. He put the naysayers to bed, bro. When it comes to people saying, oh, all he fight is cab drivers, oh, he's ducking smoke. Well, he fought a great fighter in Teofimo and made him look like he wasn't a great fighter. And I gotta salute that man. I gotta salute that man. And one of the things I can tell you about boxing is that the preparation for fights is crazy. It's crazy. It's like insane. Like he talked about how he wasn't around his kids, he wasn't around his girl for like 6 weeks, and they fighting 3 times, and they training 3 times a day. They train. That's the thing. That's why I don't want to ever jump out there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a boxer," because ultimately, it takes a lot to be a boxer. It takes a lot to be a boxer, right? Like, I'm a trained fighter. Like, I know how to hold my hands, throw a jab, throw a hook. I know how to do the workouts. But these guys go to the next level when it comes to actually preparing for a fight, actually getting their mind right for a fight. So those things, so guys like Shakur Stevenson, who's at the highest level you can be at when it comes to boxing, They on a different type of time. They just on a different level. And the thing that I learned from boxing for myself, in addition to the preparation, is the repetition. The repetition. Over time, as I was in boxing, and there's certain movements that comes after one movement. But, when you first starting out, you don't think it's a big deal. So you only taking like some classes. You only work with your trainer. It wasn't until like I really ramped it up for my training session, like 2022, I think I was training for boxing like twice a day. Like just twice a day. And now it's just like the repetition behind it. I mean, you just know whip punch coming after the next. You know where to go, where to move. It's just that constant repetition. It helped me a lot, even when it came to basketball. Like by the time 2022 came, I wasn't playing basketball as much as I once was because of my ACL. But, with kids, like just training kids, I trained them like they was boxing. Not doing like the boxing workout, but the way they get the repetition. The constant, all right, back to form shooting. We make 25 in this spot, let's go to 25 form shots. 25 in this spot, 25 form shots. 25 in this, 25 form shots. So over time, even just saying that, right? We're talking 150 shots made. 150 shots made, we halfway through the court. And you might say, oh, this is form shots. No, the repetition is everything. The repetition helps. It helps the reactive. It helps you react better. It helps you react faster. So you need reps. And then the last and most importantly, boxing taught me discipline. When you in a ring with someone like me and E, me and him be boxing and shit. And I mean, his weight class is less than mine, but he comes prepared. He's younger, so I can't really eat sloppy. I can't really take it lightly. If I know I got sparring the next day, I'm eating the right things. I'm doing the right things. If I know I'm still active with boxing, I'm working on it every day. Every day. I'm on the treadmill. I'm working on my stance. I'm hitting the bag for 2 rounds of 15 minutes. I'm doing things just to prepare me, even if it's for light sparring. That's just discipline. Is when I didn't start. It was when I stopped boxing is when I started gaining weight. Like when I stopped boxing, I got up to 240. But when I was boxing religiously, I was about 217. Stop boxing, I'm 240. So boxing taught me a lot when it came to discipline, man. It taught me a lot. And I would recommend it to any of you guys, especially as men, to try it. Now, you don't got to get in the ring. But I do recommend combat sports. Because you'll realize a couple things. One, you can't fight. As much as if you haven't did any combat sports, you really can't fight. You might can fight an average Joe, but now everyone go to some type of boxing class, at least in LA. I think everyone has tried some type of boxing class, hit some mitts. Everyone has tried. 2, self-awareness. You'll realize how you handle problems. When you get hit. Yeah, when you get hit, are you flustered? Are you ready to start throwing more punches? Are you ready to leave your game plan? So, and then 3 is discipline. Your discipline goes up because you'll get into the ring with guys, or you'll see someone in your class that actually can do it. And as a man, if you're competitive, you don't want to be the dude in the class who can't hit the mitts. You don't want to be the dude in the class who can't hit the punching bag. You sit next to a girl hitting the punching bag harder than you. Like, I go to some of the classes and they doing it, and, there's girls in there, and they know it, and they got rhythm and footwork. I'm not going to lie to you. When I have kids, and if I have a daughter, she's going to know how to fight. There ain't no such thing as like, oh, daddy, I don't want to do this. Nah, it's women out here walking around with hands. I'm talking hands. They know how to slip your jab. Ain't no way. I mean, you don't got to be in the ring. You don't got to get in the ring. But you got at least, you got at least know how to put your hands up and protect yourself and wait for the security come. like you don't want to be dropped before the security come. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I gotta get my girl in the box, because it's like you don't want to be that person. Like at bare minimum, you want to know how to do a shell. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I don't want to be the dude who get knocked out before the security comes. The security comes usually dashing through the crowd. Move. They trying to save you. They trying to come. And you already on the ground sleep. Cause you ain't want to sign up for that boxing class that was $79 a month. You know what I'm saying? But enough of that. But man, hey, so Sebastian Telfair, right? He was on a pivot. And he mentioned like $1 million not being a lot of money, right? And then the guys on the Joe Budden show got hold of it, and they started talking about it. And I think we all going to say the same thing, but their stance was pretty much like, they wanted to hear something different from him. Like they want to hear him have accountability, right? And I agree with them. And I agree with them. I think he should have more accountability than just saying, $1 million is not a lot of money. However, I understand what he was saying, though. I understand what he was trying to convey. Like, yes, we can have an expectation of someone, but just because they don't meet that expectation does not necessarily mean they didn't meet the goal, right? So what I mean by that is his goal, the goal of the answer for the question was to answer the question honestly, right? So he's speaking from a space of, I made $20 million. Uncle Sam got to get 10. Got to get half. You got to get half over time, right? I played 10 years, $1 million. I got $1 million. $1 million a year. It's not a lot of money. Now, to some of us, yes, $1 million is a lot of money. But we got to remember where the times was back then. You talking about a kid who's 19, I believe he was drafted 2005, 6, or something like that. So the early 2000s, he was drafted the early 2000s. That was like black people's first introduction to like flashy lifestyle, that mid 90s, early 2000s. What you got?
2004.
2004. So that was like black people's first introduction. So of course we're chasing it. And we don't have what we have now. Financial literacy, social media to kind of guide us and steer us down. Don't get me wrong, everyone's gonna do what they want to do with their money, but you didn't have these outlets. You didn't have these things. I was asking my guy E here. I said, E, if you had $1 million, what would you do? What would you do? What was the first thing you buy your mom? He was like, I'll pay her rent. I gotta build that up because I've seen enough stories like this. Right. You've seen enough stories. When we was growing up, we was thinking to ourselves, we just want to buy our mom a house. So the moment we got a big check, the first thing we did was buy a house. First thing we did. We didn't think to ourselves, yeah, we got to gradually get to that. Like, yeah, y'all can have I'm going to get you a Benz, but you might have to wait to the third contract. You get what I'm saying? But just know you taken care of right now. You got to still go to work, but I can pay your rent. Your rent, $1,200, $1,500. Let's get you out of Coney Island, right? I can afford a little bit more, lease you out the way, but I can't drop $2 million on a house. You get what I'm saying? But so what they was trying to say is like they wanted to hear more of it, like more of him be more responsible and more of him take more accountability. But I think he did a great job. I think the idea of it is that we don't know. You don't know until you go through it. I've had some good runs with money. I've never been rich. I've never been rich in my life. But physically anyway. Maybe spiritually, maybe mentally, sure. But physically, no, never been rich. But I had some good runs. But I don't know how to handle the money because I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up talking about money. Like my mom, we talked about the scarcity of it, but we never talked about what to do with it. I didn't have major goals with my money. Don't get me wrong, I tried investing in like event spaces and stuff like that. Now, you know, I put money up in stocks and stuff like that. But I knew that over time, because I was a little older. How you gonna tell a 19-year-old kid not to buy his mom a nice car? 20-year-old kid not to buy his mom a nice car. He don't know that until he knows that. The problem, I think the biggest problem with Sebastian was his off the court stuff. That's what really killed the money. That's because not only does the off the court stuff kill the money, it also killed the opportunities. So you can't get the money again. So you can't have the opportunity again. So when we sit here looking at him, we like, yo, damn, that's crazy in the projects again. Because you got to remember that that's all he knew. That's all he knew was basketball. So if he didn't understand that, yo, you made it to the NBA, great. But it's going to be life after NBA. So let's start building relationships. Let's not let your ego get the best of you. Let's play the role you're supposed to play. Whatever they want you to do, just do it. So they can say you're a great professional, and that way they can help you off the court when it's time. That's the advice that he should have been given. But that probably wasn't there. That people were like, oh, it's Stephon Marbury. I don't remember too many like Stephon Marbury, Sebastian Telfair hangouts, seeing them on TV together. I don't remember too many. I'm sure it happened, but I don't remember too many of them.
How about vets in the locker room? You hear stories about vets in the locker room that tell the young players, yo, youngin, don't do that. I got you with this. But we going out. This is on me. Stack your bread up. This is how I blew my money. So don't vets in the locker room help out the young players?
They do.
Financial situation?
They do. I just think, for me, when thinking about Sebastian Telfair, just looking at his career, I just look at it as, I think he was hard-headed. Like I'm going to just be honest, inner city kids, we got to go through stuff. We sit our whole lives wanting and hoping and wishing. It's hard when that money touch your pocket, man. It's hard. It's tough. You talking about a kid who's 19 years old, and he went from little Bassy to the man, big Bassy, the man in the house. Everybody needs something from him. How you gonna tell him no? How you gonna say no? So yeah, when he said $1 million is not enough, it's not. It's not enough that he can afford that. Giving a 19-year-old kid $1 million whose family live in the projects, and they pulling you every which way, telling you what to buy, what to do this, buy me that. It's not enough. It's just not enough. It's not the physical money, just the mental part. The mistakes he make along the way, it's not enough. It's just $1 million is not enough to make these mistakes, right? Like that's why he mentioned like I wasn't making like Floyd Mayweather money, because Floyd Mayweather, he made some mistakes along the way, but shit is different when you're getting paid $40 million a fight. You're getting paid $40 million a fight and you fighting 2 times a year. You get me? Now you kind of can afford some mistakes. Like Jay-Z and all, like that's what he really was trying to say. Well, at least that's how I looked at it. They took the Joe Budden show, kind of took it and ran with it, like that soundbite and ran with it. But I think what he was trying to say was $1 million wasn't enough to go to be an inner city kid and have to take your family out of the situation, to make the mistakes as a young kid with a bunch of money and then bounce back. $1 million wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. But we hear these stories all the time. We hear these stories about inner city kids, money, how they want to help their family, and they mess it up. And hopefully my man bounced back. Like I said, it is I'm about to say Black Friday. It is Black History Month, excuse me. It is Black History Month. I should know this. I'm terrible for that. But Black History Month, and I had to look up who was the first black player in the NBA. And it was a guy named Errol Lloyd, played in 1950. 1950. He was from West Virginia. You ever been to West Virginia, bro?
No, I never been.
Don't.
You said don't go.
Don't. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been to West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
I've been to West Virginia before.
Okay.
I played AAU. It was a tournament in West Virginia, and we drove. And I haven't experienced a lot of racism, like direct. Like I'm sure some racism, prejudice, like indirect, or secretly, or quietly, or whatever the case may be. I'm sure that has happened in my life. I probably didn't spend enough time to dwell on it. But I'm sure I've had more instances where direct racism has happened to me. But this particular one speaks a lot. West Virginia, I'm 16 years old, and I'm playing in a game, and you hear him saying the N-word. You hear him. Like, and it was so surreal, like, because I grew up in Philly, and you hear about stuff like this, but anybody from another race that I've dealt with, white, Asian, at that time, never really caused me any harm, never said anything bad to me. Like, my teachers was white. I never really had like an issue with them or anything like that. And I didn't feel like they ever had an issue with me. So I felt like before that West Virginia trip, I felt like a lot of racism happens with in law, not so much to kids, right? Like not so much to me. I'm a basketball player, but I was sadly mistaken. So I said all that to say, I couldn't imagine what Earl Lloyd went through in 1950 in West Virginia. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking, for me, it was 2002, 2003. This dude, 1950. I read it was things where they spat on him, everything. You know what I'm saying? So it was like one of the things like, man, like for a guy that loved basketball that much to go through what he went through so other people can eat. And just look at where the game is now, you know? Like he played for like the Washington Capitals. He won a championship in 1955 with the Syracuse Nationals. So you look at stuff like that, and you like, damn, bro. Like think about that, bro. Think about this. I want you to think about this. Can you imagine playing basketball right now? Let's say you play for your high school, right? And the people spat on you. People was throwing stuff at you, calling you names. You go to different gyms, and they like calling you all types of names. Would you still want to play basketball?
It'll be an eye opener, but I still want to play though.
You still want to play?
Yeah. 'Cause me now, if I didn't know at the time, I probably feel a little different. But me knowing,
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you was the first of your kind,
if I was the first of my kind,
you was the first person. Like, this is the first guy to make it to the NBA.
You know what? I would still want to play just because knowing I'm making history. Like I'm the first black person playing basketball in the NBA. Like I'm literally making history. I'm breaking grounds and I'm paving the way. It isn't like civil. I don't know my history. I ain't gonna talk about that. But it's like I'm paving the way for others. Cause
you are.
You know what I'm saying? So I will be playing for a deeper reason. You know what I'm
So you wiping the spit off your face and you like, and you like, you know what? They gonna thank me for this later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. My man, you know, Earl Lloyd, man, he was the first NBA player. Then right after him, he had a teammate, Nate Sweetwater Clifton. Nate Sweetwater Clifton came along the same year. So you know, I just can't imagine just going through what they went through, man. But much love, much respect to their legacy and what they've done and what they built. And yeah, man. I think every show this month I'm gonna find like some Black history in basketball that we haven't known about, and this is the first. So shout out to Earl, not shout out RIP to Earl Lloyd and Nate Sweetwater Clifton. We always talk about this brand. Well, not brand. This platform was built on A lot of debating. Who's better, Bron, Jordan. And then, I get people in the comments and they like, yo, man, you just want to hurt people's legacy. You want to hurt people's legacy. Let me ask you this question, bro. Do you think I can hurt people's legacy?
Nah, you can't hurt people's legacy.
What if I just made like a bunch of content just saying like, Jordan, look at this. Can I hurt Jordan legacy? Would you stop buying Jordans?
I mean, I'm not gonna. Nah, you're not gonna hurt. No, you're not gonna hurt the legacy in my eyes.
Look, what if I just sat for a month and I just edit every Jordan miss that I found in his career. Well, I hurt his legacy.
Nah, you wouldn't hurt his legacy.
All right, then there you go. So when people say that, they always like, yo, you're trying to hurt his legacy. How dare you, Mr. 28,000 followers, subscribers? Like, yo, let's be clear, bro. You can't hurt these guys' legacy, bro. If anything, these debates help their legacy. Like, no matter what side you on, these debates help their legacy. Because think about it. You wouldn't know the stats you knew if it wasn't for these debates. You had to really go look this stuff up. You had to really go save this, share this, like this, listen to it. You didn't know half the stuff you know now about Jordan. You didn't know his contracts back then. You didn't know none of that stuff until we started debating about it. You didn't know how much he scored, how much he averaged on the first rounds he lost until we started debating about it. Some of y'all probably didn't even know he lost. Like, let's be clear. Like, some of y'all probably didn't even know he lost. Y'all probably really thought he was in the league for 6 years and won 6 and left. You know what I mean? Like, think about like the debates on like even just the shoes. You didn't know why people was rebelling against the shoes. You didn't know none of that stuff. You can't hurt these guys' legacies. It make, even if you're talking bad about it, because there will always be someone who is going to come back who's a Jordan fan or LeBron fan that's going to have a rebuttal. So you can't say nothing bad about it because it's always going to be that. You know what I mean? Even if you say like, oh, Jordan, he didn't play against the best competition. You gonna go back and look at the competition he played against. Damn, John Stockton did only shoot 4 times. Damn, you didn't even realize that now. You looking at John Stockton like, damn, he was that good, only shooting 4 times though. You start looking at it completely differently. So I don't think talking about players can hurt their legacy. I think it only helps them. Like the more we talk about LeBron, it only helps them. It only helps them. Like think about the expectation you got of a 41-year-old man in the NBA. It only helps. You know what I think really do hurt their legacy though? Stats.
How do stats hurt their legacy?
Like, because people dwell on the stats so much, you don't really know what they meant to the game at that time, right? Like, so for instance, right? I use a guy like Allen Iverson. I remember these young guys was having this podcast or TikTok debate, and they was just talking about how like Allen Iverson shot bad, he was overrated, and all this other stuff. You can say that now because the game has went in a different direction when it comes to threes and everything else. But if you lived in 2001, you don't understand the impact that his 34 to 42% shooting meant to the team. You don't understand how valuable he was to the game. So stats can hurt. Stats can really hurt the game. Like, cause you overemphasize it. You had to be there. You had to really know. Like, you can look up anybody's stats and be like, oh, look, he averaged this. But you don't know the history or what it entailed or how he impacted the game. Because there could have been game, like, for instance, right? You look at a guy like, let's say Chris Paul. Look at a guy like Chris Paul, right? You may say, oh, he didn't win a championship. He didn't win a championship. But you don't understand. If you're just looking at it from that statistical point, or looking at it like, oh, this person averaged a triple-double, or this person did, you don't understand what Chris Paul meant to these teams. How he changed these teams, he changed these teams' direction. So I think stats can hurt a person's legacy more than anything. Speaking of young guys, did you watch the game with Kansas and BYU this weekend?
I missed that game, bro. I'm upset I missed that game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back and watch it though.
You gotta go back and watch this. Now, I didn't get a chance. Now, listen, guys. I've heard of the guy Darryn Peterson, right? And now I just been locked in with the NBA stuff, right? Like I just been locked in. I'm coaching high school basketball right now. I just been locked in with this stuff, bro. I've just been locked in with this stuff, okay? And I haven't had a chance to see him play. But this dude, Darryn Peterson, a real deal, bro. I mean, AJ Dybantsa is good. I like him. I have watched him a few times this year, but I haven't been able to catch a Kansas game. And not only that, when I could catch a Kansas game, he wouldn't be available. Now, he only played 10 games out of 21 games this year. So some games I'm just missing. We just on different type of times. But nonetheless, he a real pro, bro. You talk about a player who can do everything, footwork, speed, the ability to shoot, understanding the game, being able to score within 3 dribbles. I mean, it was a beauty to watch. I mean, even his missed shots, it was a beauty to watch. Everything just looked easy for him, though. Everything just looked completely easy. I'm talking about he went to the lane one time, switched hands, right to left, around 2 people. At one point, came off the screen, put a guy in jail off the screen. One bounced to the basket, dunk it. On 2 of them, with ease. With ease. AJ Dybantsa looks good too. I mean, he obviously is a pro. You know, I think he only knock that I have on him is like just cleaning up his shot. I think he just needs to clean up his shot a little bit. When I say clean his shot up, just it's still a little flat. Shot a little flat, but nonetheless, he's still a good player. I like his game. I do like his game. But the only thing that would hurt Darryn Peterson is his durability. You know, I'm always like a theory. What is it called? Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theorist. I think that's the right term for it. I'm always thinking it's an agenda behind like him missing games. Maybe he know he going to the NBA. Look, I'm not playing these games because ultimately, like some of the stuff, like you know, he has some calf stuff, but they treat him like the NBA, right? Like something like you in college, you kind of play through pain until you get to the NBA. They treat him like an NBA, but like I said, real deal. I think he. You know, as everyone's like Cam at Duke, AJ Dybantsa, Darryn Peterson, who's going to be number 1? I gotta see these other guys, man, because if they just as good as Darryn Peterson and AJ Dybantsa. I've seen Cam Boozer, right, for Duke. I don't think he's better than Darryn Peterson. I don't think he's better.
I got a question about that. So if you were NBA GM, are you drafting off of best available on the draft board, your team needs?
If I'm a GM,
so let's say
team needs.
You going off team needs?
Team needs. Team needs. But now team needs. It always gotta be team needs. I think when you just like, it's just like weird when you see people like get drafted and they just like why we got 4 guards now? You know what I mean? Like just because we won the first pick.
But you're missing up on the opportunity. Let's say you have a guard on your team, right? But you're gonna pass up the opportunity of drafting Darryn Peterson, or you're gonna draft Darryn Peterson and see what goes on.
Yeah. I mean, what's my team? Who's my team?
Let's say you're the Spurs. You got
Oh yeah.
All these
I'm taking
guards.
Darryn Peterson.
You going to take
Even though
Peterson.
I need his talent though. His talent different.
Yeah.
Like I like now if it's just like some regular guards and I'm, you know what I mean, cool, but that's a special talent.
But you got Fox, you got Castle, you
Yeah,
got
Fox,
Harper.
we gonna keep Fox. Somebody just got listen, brothers. It is what it is. Like he's talent better than yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless I don't see it like, but his talent is better than those guys for sure. 6'7", he's 6'7", or 6'6". Who else you got? You got Castle on that team. Who else? Who was the other guard?
Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper.
You got one other, Devin Vassell.
Vassell, yes, Vassell. Yeah, one of those guys got sit. Vassell, Johnson, all those guys. Like
you got to get rid of him.
You got all right, bro. Like, bro, nice. I like his game, bro. I don't talk too much about a lot of college players, bro, but bro, nice. Bro, nice. Cooper Flagg had 49. I watched that game, too. I was hoping he'd get 50.
Let's go.
I was hoping he'd get 50. I ain't gonna lie to you. I keep saying this. I'm still a little wrong about his projection. He is better than Hayward. Brendan, not I'm about to say Brendan Hayward, Gordon Hayward. That was my prediction, Gordon Hayward. But the only reason why I say he's better, is because of age. Like he's doing this at 19, 49 in the league at 19. That's tough. That's tough. So the question was Nico Harrison? Was he right? Was he right?
See, I'll give him his props, but I'll give him his props. Because you're getting Cooper Flagg. And his biggest thing was defense. Cooper Flagg, he's not gonna be a defensive liability. I think Dallas can win the championship with Cooper Flagg at the head of the snake.
Damn, a championship! You jumping out there, gang? You jumping
now,
out
of
there.
course, but within the next couple of years.
Listen, let me tell y'all something, bro. We talked about this last night on an Are You a Casual. We take this championship thing for granted, bro. We throw this around like it's nothing, bro. Like, it is hard to win a championship, bro. Like, even at the high school level, a lot of times, if you don't have like a crazy player, a lot of these coaches who be winning, they've been coaching for like 30 years, 20 years, and got like 3 national championships. 30 years, bro. They got the prestigious school, everything. Like, look how good Kevin Garnett was. 1 championship, 21 years. Look how good Kobe was. 20 years in the league. 5 championships. 5. That means 15 years, nothing. 15 years, he nothing. And he's still waking up every day. Yup, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. 15 years of that, though. And then not only that, he still, I don't care what y'all say, he still needed Shaq for the first 3. He needed Shaq for the first 3. And that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that. I just think, like, people get so worked up, like, oh, what, he wasn't no Robin. I'm not saying he was Robin. He could have been Superman and Shaq could have been Batman. I don't give a shit. All I'm telling you is this. It's that hard to win a championship. It's just that hard. So when you say Cooper Flagg can win a championship, I mean, you got to put championship stuff around him first. He got to show me some championship behavior. Scoring 49 points is great on a losing team, though. You want a losing team. You want a losing team. You don't have the championship pieces around you. Anthony Davis not playing. Kyrie Irving not playing. Did P.J. Washington play that game? I don't think P.J. Washington played that game, bro. You could have. But either way, you don't have all the pieces yet to become a championship. Because ultimately, when you really think about it, I look at like Steph Curry best years. When he averaged like 30, he don't win. When he averaged 30, he don't win. He averaged 32 points in 2020 and 2021, didn't make the playoffs. He averaged 30 points in 2015. He lost the 3-1 lead to the Cavs.
I don't let Steph Curry slander, bro. His teams were injured, bro.
No, not that.
His teams. Remember that 2015 with the 2016, whatever that year was with the Cavs. But that 2020, the year
21.
Yeah, they missed the playoffs. His teams were injured. Clay was, I believe, Clay was coming off an injury. Then Draymond got injured as well, so he didn't have his co-stars.
Yeah.
And I don't think they had. I think Andrew Wiggins was going in and out the lineup with
Again.
So had some
Again, you got to know how to win. Then
yo, how you supposed to win if you?
LeBron did it. Like the playoffs, that's like the bare minimum.
But LeBron had good quality teammates around him. LeBron missed playoffs too. Once LeBron came to the West, he missed playoffs.
He missed playoffs because he didn't play. The time he missed playoffs, he only played 50 games that season. Steph Curry played about 63 games that year.
But you got
65 games.
You got to see when LeBron misses games. If he misses games early in the season and played the back half, he still could have missed.
No. He missed the back half.
He missed the back half.
He missed the back half.
Okay, that's fair enough.
He missed the back half.
But either way, LeBron still had quality teammates.
He still had quality teammates. I agree with that. I do agree with that. And I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying like his best years. All right, cool. You want to take off 2021? The other year he averaged 30. He was not an MVP at 2015-16 season. He lost.
But he got burnt out, bro.
All right, see, this is what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to make this about Cooper Flagg, but at the end of the day, like y'all make too many excuses for Steph Curry. I don't mind Steph Curry not making the playoffs. Here's the thing for me. This is a real hooper show. When I say real hooper, I'm not like saying, oh, I'm this great hooper. I know how to play basketball. I did this, I did that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a real hooper, you understand. That's why I keep saying you guys, real hoopers understand. When I say you understand, I understand you ain't gonna win them all. I get it. I get it. Like Steph Curry, what he did for the game, what he's doing for the game is nothing short than amazing. There's years you're not gonna have it, and that was when some of those was his years. That 3-1 lead, that losing a 3-1 lead, averaging 30. I understand that sometimes the ball don't bounce your way. That's just what real hoopers understand that shit. Real hoopers understand. But I'm not gonna make excuses for him. You lost. Same thing. I don't make no excuses for Bron. But listen, man, I get it. As a real hooper, I get the 2011 Dallas Mavericks series. I get it. Ain't bouncing your way. They took you by surprise. You didn't know that was coming. But I ain't gonna hold it against you for the rest of your career. You're just a real hooper. Same thing with Steph. We ain't gonna hold it against him for the rest of his career. He's still up there. I'm struggling because I'm not ready to say he's better than Magic Johnson when it comes to point guards. But at the same time, either you're better than Magic Johnson for some, or you're not. But you're still like 1 or 2 in all time, regardless. It's just lower expectations for you. That's all. Like Steph can score 7 or 8 points, and then you're like, oh damn, he had a bad game. LeBron just can't. You can't. Not at this phase, he can't. And at the end of his career, 23 years in, he can't. So when it comes to like Steph, I love Steph. I think Steph is an amazing player. I watched Steph at Davidson. I watched some of his games from Davidson a few months back. But I'm not gonna make no excuses for none of these guys because they're real hoopers. Hoopers understand that y'all understand that, yo, you all been on the court and we like, man, these the dudes we playing? These little short dudes right here. Oh, this gonna be easy. You sitting there in the layup line, 360 layups. And then you come out, they setting every ball screen you never seen before. They hitting every shot you didn't think was even feasible to shoot. They taking their time. They have solid defense. Every time somebody go to the basket, they got somebody outside the paint, 2 hands up. They giving you 1-shot opportunities. And now your whole game plan, your mindset, your mental is all flustered. And now you got to regroup. And it's too late. It's halftime. They've been locked in since the bus. So I get it. Real hoopers understand that. But at the end of the day, if that happens, ain't no excuse. You lost. You didn't listen, bro. Somebody came better than you. I tell my kids all the time, listen, just put 2 hands up. If they make every shot, they were just more prepared than us. It's that simple. Put 2 hands up. I'd rather lose the way we practice than lose because your emotions got the best of you and you start doing what you wanted to. That's just how I think. trying to think. He ruined y'all Cooper Flagg moment. I had, I gotta move on. Paul George suspended for 25 games, bruh. 25 games. Paul George is suspended. He said he took the improper medication. I can hear them Perkies calling. Like, I'm joking, man. But apparently I guess he's popping pills. And part of it was, due to mental health, right? And a lot of people, we take, when celebrities say, when they talk about mental health, I think we take it as a joke because they have money. Like let's just be real. Like, because most of our problems, the average person problems is money related, right? Outside of health, money can change a lot. You know what I mean? It can change for the good or the bad. But if you don't have money, that's your biggest stress. So when you hear people with stress and they got money, like millions and millions of dollars, you like, what? What? Can't be serious. But I think you have more stress. I think you have more stress with money than you have without it. People don't depend on you as much. No expectations. Because people really believe that if you made $10 million, all that money is yours. That's not all yours. One, you got to pay taxes on that. That's one. Two, if they athletes, they got to work out. What you seeing on TV ain't no accident. That's nothing that's like motor skills and they just flow. They got to work out 2-3 times a day. They have a body like you have a body that can get tired. They can get tired like anyone else. So they might get tired. Right? So they don't have time to do a lot of things. They don't have time to do a lot of things that everyday people can do. So they have assistants. They have accountants. They have family. They have needs and wants that needs to be taken care of with their money. They have staff, their money. You really expect Paul George to work out 3 times a day and then go home and cook for himself? You really expect him to be everywhere for his kids and go play basketball at that level? Nah. So when you have money, I think it creates more stress. It's still a good stress. I don't know how to balance it out. And I think that's what he's trying to look for. He's looking to balance it out. But I don't think Philly deserved this, though. I don't think Philly deserved this, man. Philly's paying him $212 million. He signed a $212 million contract. $212 million contract. He played 41 games last year, and he played 27 games this year. And when he returns, he'll have 10 games left. We don't deserve this. Philly don't deserve this. Man. So he gonna play 37 games this year. We don't deserve this. Perky P. No, I'm joking, bro. First it was the podcast. P. Now they saying it's Perky P. I didn't say that. They trying to be funny. I wouldn't play with that. But that's you see that right there. We just don't take people who got money, mental health serious. You know what I mean? I'm here making jokes. I'm just as guilty as everyone else. Like imagine your friend coming to him saying, man, my mental health ain't right. and you got jokes, you got memes. Yo. Like, just imagine like, yeah, my mind ain't right, man. I took his perk yesterday. And then you just send them memes like calling them Perky. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then it's just, we gotta start taking this serious, man. Good thing is he got a second chance. That is always my focus. I think people, because I've been there before. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I've been there before. Your mind ain't right. I never took a perk. Let's put that out there, okay? Or any type of improper medication, as it says. But I know how I feel. I ain't gonna say I didn't want to. I know how I feel to be stressed, man. I know how I feel to be like, damn, bro. But I don't know what guys go through. I think we see guys score 32 points in a game and think to themselves like, oh, he got to be straight. But you know, at the end of the day, man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But the Sixers, please, can y'all stop getting players at the end of their career? Stop getting players at the end of their career, dog. We don't deserve that, bro. Y'all keep getting these players at the end of their career, acting like they're gonna revive the organization. It is not. It is not. It just gives us high hopes for this player, and when, it gives us high hopes, and when it don't pan out, it just looks bad. It just looks bad. And then stop getting players from the West Coast. Please stop getting players from the West Coast. They're not used to that weather. They're not used to that culture. Paul George probably purposely did this. Like, look, I can't spend another day in Philly. It is cold. The people are rude. They don't even like me. My wife don't like it here. The kids don't like it here. You know what? We got to get out of here. He probably needed a break until the end of the season. You know what I mean? But shout out to Paul George, man. Shout out to Paul George, bro. The All-Star reserves are out. Let's talk about the starters first for the East Coast. Starter Giannis. So they're going positionless right now. They got Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it used to be like the top vote for the small forwards, top vote for the guards, top vote for the center. But now they're just doing whatever. I think this is going to be a very selfless lineup. I think they should be they're going to pass the ball a lot. Well, kind of. Actually, no, these guys is kind of jacks. They going to pass it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. They're professionals. I hate like those type of predictions. Like, oh, like you know how like when the kids get drafted, they talk about his shot. Like, yeah, you need to work on his shot. They like, and then you know the analysts, they make a big deal out of it. Like, he just works on his shot. They go talk to the kid, like, what you gonna do in the summertime? Work on my shot. Like, you think like, dog, I mean, I'm a professional now. Like, I'm just doing what needs to be done. Like, I think this is what these guys gonna do. They're gonna do what needs to be done. Now, let's talk about the reserves. Scotty Barnes, Jalen for the Toronto Raptors, Jalen Duren for the Detroit Pistons, Jalen Johnson for the Atlanta Hawks, Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland, Norman Powell for Miami his first time, Pascal Siakam for Indiana Pacers, and Karl Anthony Towns for the New York Knicks. That sound right to you?
What you mean? What you mean? It sounds right. Like,
I mean, everybody on there that should be on there?
For me, Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal, he got to go. He got to go, bro. He last in the goddamn conference. They literally 15th. Mm-hmm. Like, how is he in the All-Star game? How is he in the All-Star game over? Let me see my snub list. I mean, MPJ.
That's what I'm saying. I'll put MPJ.
Yeah, I put MPJ before Siakam, bro. I put MPJ before Siakam for sure. Like, this is insane. I'm gonna breeze through this one because we behind on time. But yeah, Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, does he deserve it?
See, he's like I'll give him the nod because he's like a legacy. I consider him like a legacy pass.
I agree.
So I don't got no problem Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I don't got it. I mean, because the next best thing would have been Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid averaged like 26.
But he ramped up like this month though.
Huh?
Yeah, I feel like he ramped up this month.
I agree.
Previous months, the last 2 months, he was.
Or Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram. Since you got Scotty Barnes in there, that's like you gotta take one representative from the team.
Okay. Yeah, you know what, man? Like I said, I'm not mad at that list, and I'm gonna get to at the end. At the end of this, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not really mad at it. But I'm not mad at this list. Siakam got to go. He doesn't. I don't like him in there.
How about Jalen Duren? How you feel about him being in there?
I see. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's good that he's on there. I think he plays hard. You know, he deserves it. I think he deserves it. I like Joel Embiid. the numbers are good, but he didn't play all them games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he's going to have better numbers because he had less games to have low numbers. You feel what I'm saying? So you might argue, oh, the stats. Look at Jalen. Like, but honestly, no. I think I like it. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at that one. Let's go talk about the West. The Western Conference. You got Steph Curry, Luka, Shea, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama as your starters. Now, as the reserves, okay? I still think, by the way, going to starters, I still think Anthony Edwards needs to start over Steph Curry, but that's another story. But for the reserves, you got Deni, how you say it?
Deni Avdija.
Deni Avdija. Deni Avdija, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, and LeBron James and Jamal Murray. I would put Kawhi Leonard over Deni.
You put Kawhi over Deni?
Mm-hmm. They averaged 27 points. The Clippers have a better record than them.
Oh, Clippers got a better record than that?
Clippers have a better record than them.
Damn. I don't know how I feel about Deni over Deni.
What? Kawhi Leonard?
Because this is like a breakout year for Deni.
I don't give a shit. It'd be a breakout year next year, too.
Deni.
I'm taking Kawhi over Deni. Because here's the thing.
How about Chet Holmgren? You not taking Kawhi over Chet?
I'm getting here. I'm getting him, too.
My fault.
Honestly, I take him to. He averaged, but here's the thing with him, though. With Chet. He averaged 17 and 8 on a number one team. We listen. The All-Star games used to be the guys who had winning records was, unless you just like killing. Like Jordan was killing. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Deni's not killing, bro. He doing great, but he's not. Like Kawhi averaged more points than him. Deni only played 11 more games than him.
Oh, I agree. Kawhi, who you taking though? If you taking two Clippers, or you taking one Clipper? That's the first question I got. Because James Harden's also, he held it down for Kawhi while he was out. Yeah, I don't know what he's averaging now.
James Harden. I think James Harden could have been on there. I mean, listen, I'm gonna get to this in a second. Here's the real deal, right? I think Jamal Murray deserves it. He's an NBA champion. Start NBA guard. Can get you points, get you assists. He deserves to be on this. But let's be real, right? Here's who the people who I feel like could have been on there, who missing. Kawhi Leonard. Okay. I think a legacy guy. I think it's great to see him playing this many games. James Harden. James Harden's playing some of the best basketball. Brandon Ingram, same thing. MPJ, I think he should be in there over Siakam. Joel Embiid, he only played 28 games this year, but he is still doing good. Dylan Brooks, the All-Star game needs a Dylan Brooks because he's not going to be playing around keying. He's not trying to shoot from half court. He's going to go out there with something to prove. He's going to give the fans what they've been looking for and what they've been waiting for. He's not coming out there, fade away, half court three, missed it, man. Hey, shaking kids, kissing babies, mwah. He's not doing none of that.
I'll give you that. If you're saying Dylan Brooks for Deni,
I'm not saying I'm landing the plane. Let me land the plane. Sengun. Alfred Sengun, 21 points, 9 rebounds on a fourth seeded team. Wait a minute, hear me out. This how good the league is, though. Everybody can't make it, bruh. Kevin Durant is coming off the bench. LeBron James is coming off the bench. We talk about LeBron James more than anything in basketball. Off the bench. Jamal Murray, this is his first time being an all-star. This is what I mean by when people sit here and be like, oh, this person only won with one All-Star, no All-Stars. That don't mean you don't got All-Star caliber players on your team, though. Sometimes everyone can't make it. Kawhi Leonard's having a great year. James Harden, amazing year. Brandon Ingram's, MPJ, Joel Embiid, Dylan Brooks, all great years, bro. All great years. But everybody can't make it, bro. Everybody can't make it. But that don't mean if they win, they didn't have all-star caliber players. That's why I say the stats be killing the game. It kills the game. Because you got to understand what you're seeing. And what happened. You got to be there. I mean, even just having, like, for instance, right? Let's say this. Let's say KD win a championship. Would you say, like, oh, KD won with no all-stars?
No, you can't say that.
Why can't you? Because he did it.
No, Sengun was an all-star.
Was he all-star?
Yeah.
He was all-star last year.
Last year, yeah.
But he wasn't all-star this year. That's like Otis Thorpe. Otis Thorpe was an all-star the year before he won a championship with Houston, but he wasn't an all-star the year they won it. So Hakeem Olajuwon technically won without an all-star that year.
I see what you're saying, but that's not true though. You know
so that's what I'm telling you though. Mm-hmm. That's what the record book's going to show.
Yeah. Like
at one point, Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving wasn't all-stars because they were injured. So technically, LeBron James took his team to the finals without an all-star that year. This is the problem I have with these silly debates. Because y'all looking at it like from such a small lens. Y'all looking at it like, okay, Google. Who was an all-star 2026 for the Houston Rockets? Okay, Kevin Durant. They won a championship. Oh, no all-stars. He won with one all-star. No, bro. He had an all-star caliber player on his team, though. And this is why I say this is a real Hooper show. Only real Hoopers understand that. Only real Hoopers understand that. Casuals going to debate it. Stat D's going to hate it. Or Casuals going to hate it. Stat D's going to debate it. But real Hoopers understand it. But yeah, man, everybody just can't go. Everybody just can't go, bro. And every team has 2 all-star caliber players. Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram's. Caliber players, bro. Maybe except for the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know who else. Maybe Claxton. But, all right, I'm just saying maybe. I'll say maybe. Don't kill me. But, yeah, everybody just can't win, bro. Just can't win. It was some trades over the weekend. Bro. And Dennis Schroeder goes to the Cavs. Keon Ellis goes to the Cavs. DeAndre Hunter goes to the Kings. Now, here's my thing. These are book trades. Like, they're just trying to get some money off the books. I have no clue why Dennis Schroeder is going to the Cavaliers. I mean, maybe just for some leadership. Keon Ellis averaged like 5 points. Maybe somebody else to come off the bench if somebody get injured. But DeAndre Hunter averaged 14 points. I don't like any young player going to the Kings. They haven't proven they can develop players. So I don't like them going there. But one of them off the book trades. Do you know Dennis Schroeder is about to break a record? He's an official journeyman. He played for 11 teams in 13 years. 11 teams. Ish Smith has the record. He played for 13 teams, 14 years. He just retired in 2024. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this question. Would you rather be an NBA journeyman or a Stephon Marbury career overseas?
How long did Stephon Marbury play overseas?
We gotta look that up. But he got statues, everything. He made $10 shoes, all types of shit.
Off the top, I'll go NBA journeyman.
NBA journeyman.
Yeah.
So you go 13 years, 14.
Yeah, I'll go NBA journeyman off the top. Just because I stay in the US and I want to be.
But you ain't there long.
What you mean?
Let's say. All right. When I say journeyman, I'm gonna give it to the max. You get traded to every team. Every 9 months.
But how many years did I play in the NBA though? Still 13 years, still 15 years?
Every team. Every 9. Let's say 12. Let's say 10 years.
10 years in the
10
NBA.
years. So so at that point, not every 9 months. Maybe every trade deadline you get traded.
Nah, at that point, bro, take me to China, bro. Take me to China, bro.
Dog, they trade you every chance they get. You part of every package deal for no reason.
Yeah, take me to China.
And you not getting playing time.
Nah, see, that's the difference. I won't get no playing time.
Dog, listen, they don't get a lot of playing time. They get spot minutes.
Nah, bro.
You a 2020 guy. You know what a 2020 guy is?
Well, nah, what's that?
You get in when you up 20 or down 20.
Nah. I'm going to China, bro. If I'm not getting no playing time,
not getting no playing time.
Y'all keep
you get
trading
traded every trade deadline.
nah, I'm going to China.
Doing it. All right, fair enough. NBA, so you don't want to be an NBA journeyman.
I need playing time, bro.
Bro, but you get NBA journeyman checks.
Nah, what's that?
700.
Nah, bro. Take me to China. I can get more in China. At that point, I'm playing for the money, bro. I'm going to China. I'm going to China.
All right, man. All right, what did they paid you a milli? 1.2.
I can still get more in China.
As a maybe I haven't did the money wells. Speaking of trades, today marks the anniversary. Marks the anniversary of the trades. Luka for AD. Is this still the worst trade ever?
Yeah. For Dallas, it's still the worst trade ever.
For
LA, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely worse. It's definitely the worst trade for Dallas. Terrible.
Because you got to look at it, a year later, AD's not playing.
It's the worst trade. It's the worst trade. But I don't know if they had the trade. I can't remember if they had the trade for Cooper to get to. Excuse me. They had to trade Luka to get the Cooper. Is it still a bad trade at that point? Cooper did score 49. Remember you said that.
Now, you see, I'm not gonna say it's the worst trade, but it's still a bad trade though, because you're coming off a championship and now you're entering rebuilding, because that's essentially what you're doing. Because Cooper, your team is. I feel like now you got to rebuild the whole team and start from scratch.
I'm gonna say it's still a bad trade. It's still a bad trade, and only because like, you know what? It's hard to really say it though, because you could literally be like, all right, it's a good trade considering his potential, but it could be a really bad trade though. Like still a bad trade when it comes to, damn, he had to. It's still a bad trade to a certain extent. Like damn. Luka was already projected, but then again, like you look at it, Kyrie tore his ACL. I don't think Luka would have been no better.
But Kyrie tore his ACL after
Yeah.
AD.
I mean, so it all worked out is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gaffer got injuries. Lively got injuries.
Damn, Gaffer not playing. No, Lively haven't played all season, huh?
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it was like the most crazy. I don't think it was as bad as we thought it was. But it was just, I think what it was just unexpected. It was just unexpected. It was just shocking. Mm-hmm. People don't like shock.
Yeah.
Like shocking news to the world can last for years. That can last for years. So I think that's just what it is. But I don't think it was the craziest trade at this point. I mean, because the final piece was Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg had to pan out. Mm-hmm. Now, they could have found a way to get Cooper and Luka. Oh, that would have been tough.
Yeah.
That would have been tough. But obviously couldn't. I'm going to end the show right there, bro. I'm going to end it right there. I know you got to go. I know you got stuff to do. We sitting talking, so I'm going to end it right there. I usually go over the games the night before. We did an hour. Where we at in time?
Hour and 10.
Hour and 10. We did an hour. We talked. We chopped it up. You want to see the games from last night, go ahead and do what you do, YouTube it. But today we just gonna focus on what we need to be focused on. You know, some fights, some of the Black History Month and everything else. But nonetheless, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure you go to goesactivewear.com. Get yourself some merch to support the brand. Use code RealHoopers to receive 30% off. Use it at checkout. Receive 30% off. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Until next time, me and my guy E is out of here. We appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.